So friends, today in this lecture, we will try to further elaborate on the nature of load flow equations and the methods to solve them and why we need the slack bus. So I would come back to the equation where which we had written in the last lecture. So I am talking about the equation at the top, which is express Pi and Qi in terms of the voltages, Y bus entries, and bus angles, and these are the entries of Y bus angles. So basically we need to solve for this set of equations. And how many equations will be there? If there are two buses, there will be 2 into n equations, because for each bus I we have got 2 equations. So we will have to solve 2n number of equations. So what is the nature of these equations? The nature of these equations are linear equations or non-linear equations. So if I write it in the new page, Pi is a function of Vi, Vj, delta, so this can be delta of that bus and delta of other buses. So is it a linear relation? Similarly, Qi is also a function of same. Now, is it a linear equation or non-linear equation? And please note that I have not put Pi and Qi as a function of y, because that is not a variable thing. Yij and theta ij. Are these variables? No. Because for a given system, Y bus is fixed. If you change the system, then Y bus will be different. But as long as you are talking about a particular system, then Y bus is fixed, is not variable. So as I am saying that Pi and Qi are functions of Vi, Vj, delta I, delta j. Now my question to you is this equation linear or non-linear? So how do we decide that the equation is linear or non-linear? Equation is linear if it contains on the right hand side some constant Ki, variable xi raised to p. Okay. I equals 1 to n. So this is the right hand side, and on this there can be any variable x. So this can be a x1, x2, x3, x4 can be equal to all this. So it is necessary that Ki is a constant, P is an integer, having value either 0 or 1, which means that let us take one quadratic equation. X square minus 3x plus 4 is equal to 0. Now each term of this on this side must satisfy this equation. So yes, it is expressed in terms of 1x to the power 2 minus 3x to the power 1, 4x to the power 0. So this term and this term is okay, but what about this term? It is 1x to the power 2. So this is okay, 1. This is a constant. But this is 2. It should be either 0 or 1. So this is not a linear equation. Similarly, cubic equation. It is not a linear equation. Okay. What about this? X minus 3xy plus 4y equal to n, and y minus 2xy plus 3x equal to 15. This set of equations is linear or non-linear. So this term is conforms to this. This term conforms to this definition, 1x to the power 0, 1y to the power 0. But this term does not conform because you can't have multiplication of two variables. Here it is multiplication of two variables. Okay. So that is why it cannot be allowed. Right. So this is, we should understand what is a linear and non-linear equation is. So from that sense, how do you say that the equation here is a linear equation or a non-linear equation? Now it indicates that it is multiplication one thing, Vi into Vj, so that is not allowed. Yij is okay because Yij is a constant. And then this is a cost term. So it should not have any transcendental functions. So we have seen in this definition that it should not have any transcendental equations. So no transcendental equations are allowed. Therefore, it cannot have any cos or sine terms. So the moment we have cos or sine terms, it is a non-linear equation. So this equation is basically a non-linear set of equations. Which makes this portion more difficult. Why? Because there is one characteristic of non-linear equation, that non-linear equation usually don't have analytical solutions. Now we have what, like x square minus 3x plus 4 equal to 0. This is a nonlinear equation, but it has got a definite solution. That is why I have told usually. Now this equation, x cube minus 3x square plus 4x plus 9 equal to 0. This also is a nonlinear. Does it have a definite solution? Do you know what is the solution of this? You might know, might not know, but there is a solution to nonlinear cubic equation. So this also has got definite solution. But barring this, the other powers, they don't have definite equation. So nonlinear equations usually don't have analytical solutions. So then how to solve? So when we have cos and sine terms, they are nonlinear equations. So how to solve this nonlinear equation? We can solve these nonlinear equations by only numerical methods. There are no other methods by which we can solve the equation. And you might be knowing what are the numerical methods. One is Gauss-Seidel method. Then another is Newton-Raphson method. So we will have to adopt all these methods. One more typical difference between nonlinear and linear equations is linear equations have got only one solution. Whereas nonlinear equations can have multiple solutions. That is the difference. For example, here, let us say that there is some solution which occurs. There is some solution which occurs at delta 1, delta 2, let us say consider 3 bus system. So delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, we have found out some solution somehow. Let us not discuss how we have found out, but somehow we have found out that for a particular value of delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 and V1, V2, V3, we have got these two solutions satisfied. Then this can be also satisfied the moment we consider, instead of delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, delta 1 plus twice pi, delta 2 plus twice pi, and delta 3 plus twice pi. You can put it, even if instead of delta 1 I will put delta j plus twice pi and delta I plus twice pi. This equation is going to be satisfied. So how many such solutions can be there? Infinite solutions, theoretically. Okay, because I can have 4 pi, 6 pi, 8 pi, 10 pi. Like that, I can have infinite solutions. So this was just to give you an idea that load flow solution cannot be a unique solution. There can be multiple solutions as well. And in general, that is why I was saying that nonlinear equations can have multiple solutions. So these are some of the characteristics. And what kind of equations are there? Is this a differential equation? Pi and Qi equal to right hand side and right hand side like this. Is it a differential equation? No, there is no time factor involved. So it is just a algebraic equation. So another characteristic of load flow equations is, so one characteristic is they are non-linear. Another characteristic is they are algebraic equations. And they can have multiple solutions also. But generally one solution will finally be satisfied by the system. So that is why it is difficult to get the solution of a load flow. It is a challenge. It is a nonlinear equation, so you cannot have the analytical solution. You can only have a numerical method solution by applying either of these methods. There can be one more method also, but typically these are the methods applied, of which we are going to learn only Gaussian in our syllabus. So let us see how we try to find out a solution for Gauss-Seidel method. So solution of power flow or load flow equation. So in general we have seen that we can write this equation Pi minus jqi equal to Vi conjugate into Ii, where Ii is the current injected into the bus I, and which we can write as Vi conjugate into sigma Yij into Vj, j equal to 1 to n if it is n bus system. So I just, and this Yij is a complex quantity, Vj is also a complex number having a magnitude and a phase. So let me expand on this. So I will write Pi minus jqi will be equal to Vi conjugate, and this I will write into two terms, Yii into Vi plus sigma Yij into Vj, j equal to 1 to n, but j is not equal to I. Why? Because I have just taken that term out and written over here. Okay. So since I have written over here, I am not counting it again. I am just splitting this into two terms. So now I can write this is equal to Vi conjugate Yii into Vi plus Vi conjugate sigma Yij into Vj, j equal to 1 to n, j is not equal to I. And then I write this equation in terms of Vi. So now I will try to express in terms of Vi. So this term complete, I will take it on the left hand side, and then I will divide by Yii and Vi. So I can write this as Vi will be equal to Pi minus jqi upon Yii into Vi conjugate minus 1 upon Yii into Vi conjugate sigma Yij into Vj, j equal to 1 to n, but j is not equal to, or in other words I can write like this, that Vi is equal to 1 upon Yii Pi minus jqi upon Vi conjugate minus uh, 1 upon Vi conjugate into sigma Yij dj, j equal to 1 to n, j is not equal to, is it right or wrong? Okay. Now I try to linearize this equation. How do I linearize? If I assume that Vi conjugate is fixed quantity, then we can. But how we can assume that? So for that, let us try to see what is Gauss-Seidel method. And after we see Gauss-Seidel method, we can know why we will be able to solve this. So in the next lecture, I will explain what is Gauss-Seidel method, and then we will try to solve that. So today we will stop at this. It is a small lecture, but just I wanted to let you know that two things, that load flow equations are non-linear equations. Secondly, load flow equations, since they are non-linear, cannot be solved by the normal analytical method. They need to solve by some numerical methods. And this is how we will try to solve it using Gauss-Seidel. How we will see in the next chapter, next lecture. So I will stop the recording now.